So remember when we are using elimination method, we want opposite coefficients, right? That means the positive and the negative, same number on the same variable. Now, do we have a set of variables that have the opposite coefficients right now?
No.
No, but we do have a pair that have the exact same coefficient, right? Now, I need them to be opposite signs, not the same sign. They're both plus 3y. So, those are not coefficients. Those are constants. Okay. We want them to be on a variable, right? Because that's what we got to eliminate is a variable. Good observation. All right. So, if we want to eliminate a variable, we are going to eliminate the y's because it's going to be the easiest, but I need them to have opposite signs. How do you mathematically change a sign? You multiply by -1. That's right. Do we need to multiply both of them by -1? No, just one of them because I want them to have opposite signs. And if I multiply both by -1, I'll have two -3s. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to do the bottom one. And it doesn't matter. But just multiply one of your whole equations by -1. And you can't just do that part. You got to do the whole equation. Okay? So the first equation I'm not changing. You could have changed it, but I'm not. I'm doing the bottom one. So I'm copying the first one just exactly like it said. And on the second one, I'm multiplying everything by -1. You have to do all three terms in the equation. All right? And multiplying by -1 just changes the sign. Yes, it's very important that you remember to do the constant. Because remember the rule for equations, what you do to one side, you have to do the other. So that's why we do the whole thing. Okay. So -1 times 5x is -5x. -1 times 3y is -3y. Equals -1 times -2 is -2. So is everybody okay with how we mathematically correctly change the sign on the bottom row? All right. Now do we have opposite coefficients? Yes. So now my y's are ready to be eliminated because they are opposite signs. And now we keep going like we did. So what is 4x minus 5x? -x or -1x equals what? 2 plus 2 is 4. And then how do I get rid of that -1? Divide by -1 everywhere. And x equals -4. So how can we get our y value? Yes, I'm going to do it on top. So 4 times -4 plus 3y equals 2. It don't matter which one you plug it in. Do the original, yeah. Do the original. All right, so that's why I like to leave mine in black and then do my work in red. So that way I can tell the difference. So now, what's 4 times -4? Plus 3y equals 2. Now, how do I solve for y? Somebody wants to be famous. 3y equals? 18. And then what? And y equals? 6. And what's my ordered pair then? 4, 6. Very good. So if you don't have coefficients that are opposites, then you're going to have to multiply one or even both of those equations by a number to get them to be opposites. Now, we were lucky in this one because they were already the same coefficient. We just needed to change the sign. So if you need to do that, you just multiply one row by -1. Sometimes, though, you're going to have to multiply by a number, and sometimes you're going to have to multiply both rows by a number. So it could get a whole lot more complicated. I'll show you in a minute. I'll show you in a minute. All right, y'all copy down this one. Oh, Lord. So, we don't have opposite coefficients on this one, do we? No. Do we even have any that have the same coefficients? No, we do not. So, does anybody know of some strategy we could do? Yes, sir. Either one. Tell me, what do you think? Chloe knows.
Multiply the top of it by 4.
Why?
That's negative 4.
Ah. Okay, that's one thing we could do. Okay? Yes. You can't divide. We're not dividing. We're multiplying. We're not dividing. Okay. Yes. All right. So the suggestion has been to multiply the top row by 4. So this y value would be a negative 4y to cancel out that positive 4y. Good strategy. Okay, that's exactly what we're going to do. So multiply the top row, everything, by 4. And that means all 3 terms in the top row. Okay? So y'all help me do that. What's 4 times 2x? What is 4 times negative y? And what is 4 times 6? 24. So everything in the top row gets multiplied by 4. Nothing is happening to the bottom row, so I'm going to copy it. 3x plus 4y equals negative 2. Draw my line. Now do my y's eliminate? Yes. They are opposites now. They can cancel out. So now I got to combine my x's and my constants. What is 8x plus 3x? 11x equals, what's 24 minus 2? What do I solve for x? Divide by 11. And x equals 2. How can we get our y value? Substitute 2 for one of my x's. I'm just going to do the bottom one because it's less cluttered. It doesn't matter, whichever one you prefer. So if I plug in 2 for the top, 3 times 2 is 6. Then what do I do? Subtract 6 everywhere. 4y equals negative 8. Divide by 4. Y equals what? And what's my ordered pair? Yes.
If I were to plug like 2 to the first one there, would I plug it into that one or would I plug it into the one in the
I would use the original.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're going to plug it in somewhere, I would use an original. That's why I like to have my originals in different colors. Yes. You might have messed up down here. So it's just less error. Or you might mess up copying. I don't know. There's a lot of little places for error, right? Okay. Okay. Getting slightly more complicated. I think we have examples through number 10, so that'll let you know how far we go. So 3 more examples. 3 more examples. Okay. So, nothing's ready to eliminate, is it? No. So we have to decide if we want to eliminate x's or y's. Uh-huh. Yes. I could multiply the top row by 2 to eliminate my x's. Or I can multiply the top row by what? Negative 11. Now, if I'm multiplying, y'all, I want to usually multiply by what's going to get me smaller numbers, right? Because if I multiply 9 times 11, what am I going to get? 99. I don't want to be dealing with no 99. Okay? 5th block, I'm tired. Right? Now, sometimes you don't have a choice. Right? But if I have a choice, I'd rather be multiplying by 2 than 11. Okay? And yes, we need to multiply by negative 2 because right now the x's have the same sign. Right? And I need one of them to be negative so they'll cancel out. So since I'm already multiplying that top row by something, might as well make it a negative. Does that make sense? Does everybody understand why I'm multiplying by negative 2 on top? All right, draw my line, and then I'm going to distribute a negative 2 to all 3 terms. What is negative 2 times 2x? And then negative 2 times y? And negative 2 times negative 9? A positive 18. And then my bottom row is not changing, so I'm copying that right now. Now what happens? Right, my x's are now opposite, so they cancel out. And then, what is negative 2y plus 11y? 9y equals, what is 18 plus 9? 27 divided by 9. 2y equals 3. I think I'm going to plug that into the top original equation, so ignore the parentheses and junk around it. 2x plus 3 equals negative 9. And then what? Yep, subtract 3. So 2x equals negative 12 divided by 2. X equals, and what's my ordered pair? Negative 6, positive 3. Okay?
Yes.
So we've been lucky. We've only had to multiply one row by something to get variables to cancel out. So guess what's coming? Not scary. Not so scary. Okay. So, I don't have an easy fix here, do I? No. None of my variables are opposites to start with. None of them are even the same coefficient to start with that I could just multiply through by a negative. And I don't think any of my numbers go into the other number for the same variable, right? So that means here's what you're going to have to think about in your brain. What is the lowest number that both of your numbers go into? So for your x's, what's the lowest number that 3 and 2 both go into? 6. What's the lowest number that 4 and 3 both go into? 12. So if we want to keep our numbers smaller, it's going to be better on us to eliminate our x's, right? Because these multiply to get 6 and these multiply to get 12. Y'all with me? So I'm going to work on eliminating my x's and making them 6 and negative 6. All right? So let's just worry about the positive first. What times 3 makes 6? 2. So I need to multiply that row times 2. What times 2 makes 6? 3. But looky here. That would make a positive 6x and a positive 6x, and I need one of them to be negative. Right? And it does not matter where you stick the negative. Okay? I'm going to stick it on the bottom. So, if you stick the negative in a different place, that means your work should not look like somebody else's. All right? Your work will look totally different than somebody else's on these, and you still should get the same solution. All right? I'm choosing to put it on the bottom. It doesn't matter. So if you're doing yours different than mine, don't be fussing when yours don't match up with mine when you're working if you're working ahead of me. So if you want to stay with me, then do it like me. So 2 times 3x is 6x. 2 times 4y is 8y. And 2 times negative 25 is negative 50. Y'all, the most common mistake on elimination is people forgetting to multiply that constant term times your outside numbers. Okay? You got to make sure you multiply times all 3 terms. And on the bottom, negative 3 times 2x is negative 6x. Negative 3 times negative 3y is positive 9y equals negative 3 times 6 is negative 18. Now I'm ready to eliminate my x's. 8y plus 9y is equals negative 50 minus 18 is, and divide by 17. I believe it's only y equals negative 12. So any questions on that? All right, when I get x, I want to use it in that bottom original equation because those numbers were smaller originally, weren't they? Yeah, so that's where I want to plug into. You could do the top. Like I said, your work will not always look like somebody else's. If it does, I'm going to call you a cheater face. Cheater face. Okay, so I'm plugging in negative 4 for y into the bottom equation. And then I'm going to simplify that. What's a negative times a negative, y'all? So be careful with your signs. And I'm going to subtract 12. So I'm getting 2x equals negative 6. Divide by 2. X equals negative 3. So what's my ordered pair?
3, -4.
-3, -4.
Do we ever have a fraction for variable?
You could. Your practice, you will not, but it is possible. But not on this practice that you'll get from me. Okay? It's possible, but I won't give you any. All right, let's do one more. It could be. I don't know. I've never seen it in UFC. I would lose my job if I did. All right. All right. So, I can't just eliminate anything off the bat, can I? No. So, we have to decide if we want to eliminate the x's and the y's. So, what's the smallest number that 2 and 7 both go into? 14. So, I'd have to make the x's positive 14 and negative 14, right? What's the smallest number that both the y's go into? 12. Now, 12 is smaller, and they're already opposite, so I think I want to do my y's, right? You could do your x's. All right? I'm not going to tell you you can or you can't, okay? You can do whatever you want to. I'm just preferring to do my y's right now. All right? Because they're already opposite signs, and 12 is a little smaller than 14. Not by much, so it really don't matter, but that's what I'm going with. So, I got -3y for the first one. What do I need to do to make that a -12y? Multiply that row by 4. Very good. And on the bottom, I have a positive 4y. How do I need to make that a positive 12y? Multiply by 3. Do I need to multiply either row by a negative? No, because they already have opposite signs. If they already have opposite signs, just multiply by positive. All right, I'm going to let y'all finish it from there, and then we'll check it. Don't freak out. It's just a number. What's 0 divided by anything? Okay, x is 0. Whoop, whoop. I don't know why we tend to think that when we get 0 for an answer, it's wrong. Right? Y'all, 0 is just a number, just like 2 and 14. If we got 2 or 14, you wouldn't think it was wrong. Right? It's just a number. Sometimes we get 0 for an answer. It's okay. 0 is just a number. On your multiplying? All right. Then you can plug 0 for any of your x's. And then when I do that, 2 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 3y is just -3y equals 6. Divide by -3. What'd y'all get for y? Yeah, me too. So raise your hand if you got 0, -2 for your ordered pair. Very good. Any questions? All right, that ends our recording on elimination for today. Have a good day.